So welcome. Hello, everybody. I'm going to start that completely again because, I kind of ran my own talk over my talk. So I'll stop talking. And see. And welcome, everybody. We are not, in fact, live right now. I am at Game-A-Lot in Edmonton. I have the wonderful and amazing Roberta Taylor. If you are watching this as it comes out, you hopefully watched our live playthrough of Cafe Barras, and she also joined me for Tesseract.
Yes.
So you can check those videos out for more of the Roberta goodness. But this, my fine folks, is a special occasion. We're doing a sneak peek of Vineyard. This is Roberta's new game, and from Pencil First.
Pencil First, yes.
And it's gorgeous. So we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to get to play it a little bit. And I'm so excited. Thank you for showing this to me. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you and what you do in the game world.
For sure. So, as mentioned, I'm Roberta Taylor, and I make games, and I have a couple passions, and one is games that bring people together, families. I love games that children can play, that really cozy, like Creature Comforts, of course, is my most well-known one, but I really love that feeling of just games making you feel good. And so I like that. I'm also really interested in serious games, so games that just deal with big ideas, but are first and foremost great games, not just educational experiences pasted onto a copy of Trivial Pursuit. So those are the two things that I love doing the most. And so, I'm most well known for Creature Comforts. I've done Maple Valley, also with Kids Table, Cafe Barras, that we will have played. I have a game coming from Maestro Media, hopefully delivering to backer soon, a Hello Kitty Day in the Park, which was so much fun to work on.
Excited for that one.
And then this game here, Vineyard, a winemaking game that I designed along with Eduardo Baraf from Pencil First Games. And been working on it for a long time, so I'm really excited that we can actually start talking about it, and that soon people get to play it. So
and so you just basically got this prototype of it. This is the first time anyone's really seen this publicly.
Yeah,
give or take whenever it is I put this up.
Yeah, I had to get special permission to let Dave have a sneak peek because we got the pre-production copy, and I'm excited.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about just the concept of it. We're going to have a couple of other friends here at Game-A-Lot come over and play with us in a few minutes. But tell me a little bit about what the concept of the game is and how it works.
Yeah. It's kind of
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on hold for a minute. You won't see it. It'll be a minute for us, not for you. It'll be just like spin. Anyways, welcome back. Like I said, it's been zero time for you. It's been a few minutes for us. We got some new friends here to help us play. We're just going to teach us how to do everything. I've got a nice little camera right here on the board, and I can zoom in on other things a little bit after. One thing I want to point out, here's the people that we were looking at before. And they are beautiful little acrylics. But because the camera is here, we're going to take it off the bases, and we're going to play them flat. Because that way you guys at home can see it just a little bit better. Roberta, why don't you go ahead and take us from some zero to wine.
All right. So this is Vineyard, a winemaking game. And in it, we are not playing these four characters, Joe, Sylvie, Toma, and Greta. We are helping them to run their vineyard as good as possible. And we're each invested in putting as much as we can of our own love into the wine. And the way we're going to do that is you have a hand of 7 cards here. We all have the same actions. And by playing those actions down to a character on your player mat, you're going to then have that character do that action. And as you do that, you're going to be putting your heart either on the grapes as we grow them or on the actual wine as we make it and age it. So I'm going to go through the actions in order here. It's a little bit of logic. The first one is cultivate. And so when, also, the reference is on the back. So if I play cultivate, for example, on Joe, I would move Joe to cultivate, and then he's going to optionally do kind of a shuffling thing. So for example, I'm allowed, if I want, to pull this grape out and then slide something around to adjust. This is one grape, but you don't have to. And then you're going to mature any row or column. And so when you just flip it to the other side. The different, what you're seeing here with this one is when you flip those ones, they become wild. Instead of just being a sprout that isn't anything. And they have between 2 and 3 grapes on the back. So, some of them have actually got 3 on there. So that's how we mature them. And that's cultivating. And when you do that, you're going to take 2 hearts, like it says right there. And you're going to put them on, say I did this row. And then I might put a heart here and a heart. And then the next action you can take is harvesting. And so again, say Joe is doing that. So we're in a 4-player game, so we could have 2 characters here on each spot. This is unlimited, the big spot. And Joe is able to harvest any adjacent groups of grapes of the same color. So he could take this one, he could take 2 greens. If this had been matured by someone else, say someone had done that one, it could take these 3 as green or these 2 as white, because it will go with whatever group is touching when you harvest it. And this shows you if you harvest, you get to put 1 heart on a grape, but if you harvest 4 or more in one go, you can put 2. And those are actually, the hearts aren't going to go in the grape. So if I move the grapes here, all the grapes have to go to one of these 3 bins. And then you're going to put any hearts that you've earned on the bin. So you can't split them. I couldn't do that, even if I'm allowed 2 hearts, unless you have so we could end up with this situation here where there's a heart from before and now there's so that's harvesting. And then of course we want to make wine. So we're making one action down here. And again, there's 2 spots, so 2 people could do it. Is taking grapes from any one crush bin to fulfill. So in this case, we could use these 3 grapes to make this Pinot Gris, because there's this is 2 green, and this would be we could use it as a white. And so that when we do that, we're going to take any hearts on the grapes and any hearts of one of each color. So there could be multiple people's colors there. So we would take 1 of each onto there and move that into the cellar. And at the same time, we're also going to add a heart for doing that. So you can see at this point, there could be 3 or 4 colors of hearts, depending.
When you're moving these, do these then come back up here again?
So the ones that are spent are just going to go in the compost, which is to say a discard pile. And if the draw bag ever empties, then we put all the compost back into the draw bag. Yeah. So then aging wine. So when you come to do age wine, you're going to move all the wines to the next cellar. So you're going to start at this end, because otherwise it ends up being confusing. So if there was some, like we had 1 here and 1 here, this would move into the 3rd cellar, and then this would move into the 2nd cellar. They can't go past the 3rd cellar because, of course, where would they go?
In my belly.
In your belly, that's right. And if you do 1 wine, you get to put a heart on 1 of them. If you do 4 more, so you wait to put a whole bunch here and do them, then you get to put 2 hearts.
So that's just here.
That's right. That's the age wine spot here. So that's the actual making wine. And then the last thing you might do in that sort of sequence is load truck. So we have 3 trucks in the game. That's actually part of the game timer. And when you load truck, you put any you move up to 2 wines from the 3rd cellar onto a waiting truck. So this truck has a capacity of 4 barrels. So once it's full, once there's 4 barrels loaded onto this truck, we're going to score the truck. And so this particular truck score an additional 3 stars for points if you have the most total hearts on all loaded wine. So each truck's gonna have a different scoring thing. So in this case, you just want to have the most. So if there was 4 barrels on here and you had managed to get 6 hearts, but David managed to get 7, then Dave is going to get that 3 bonus points. Everyone's going to get points for their hearts on those barrels as well. So that's just in addition.
And majority bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's some that are different, like if you have the same number on each barrel or whatever. And as soon as that fills, the round ends, this goes away, we do a little bit of maintenance, and we do 3 rounds with 3 trucks. So that's getting the wine onto the trucks. And then there's 2 other actions you have. The first is greet the train. So this is, Wine Valley, there's a train that comes through, there's tourists, there's different things going on. So if you come up here to greet, with your greet action, you can do any one of these cards. They give you some money, sometimes let you do hearts. This one is always worth +1, and when we add new ones, they slide that way. So that's sort of the oldest card. Every time a truck goes away, we're going to remove all the level 1 trains and go to level 2 trains. Or if we use these all up beforehand, that would be really weird. But we would switch up to level 2 and then level 3. So that's a good way to get cash. And then the last location is paperwork. So I've been using our friend Joe here for all of it, but when you play an action onto a character, you may not play another action onto them until everyone else has done something. And then eventually, say paperwork, you're going to run out of actions or not want to use anymore. And so then you go to paperwork and the character goes there, you pick up all your cards, and for every card you pick up, you get a coin. And then you may pay. There's 2 things you can buy. The first are upgrade here. I'll slide this down out of your way a tiny bit. So for example, if I had 5 money, I could hire a specialist. But I'm not going to add that and now have 8 cards. I'm actually going to trade either of my symbols in and take this instead. And so you're always can upgrade your hand that way. And then the other thing you can spend money on is, if you notice on your player mat, each character has some upgrades and everyone starts with 1. So for example, I have Joe already has his level 1 ability ticked. You have Sylvie already has hers. And so I could spend 3 money and then add a tick to Joe's second ability when I do paperwork if I want. And now he's got an extra bonus. And so when you're playing them, you want to pay attention to what helpful things they can do. You can spend money till you're broke on your paperwork turn. You could buy a card and do 2 upgrades or whatever you can afford on your turn.
Can you upgrade and upgrade? So say I decided to upgrade the specialist and then a new, better card came out later. Can I trade out that purple specialist for something else?
Yeah, so as long as one of us, basically, you always have to have one of each color symbol in your hand, so you don't have an action you can't do. So you could only trade this for something else with both of those symbols. You couldn't trade it back down for, but and you probably won't want to do that. But yes,
Just trying to break it for you.
absolutely, that's clearly your superpower, and I appreciate it. And so, like I said, we play until the 3rd truck has loaded and left. And then we are going to score our points. And so stars are points, and you get them by doing good things, by getting your hearts entered.
And are all obviously we all have to start with a different one check, but are all the abilities the same on all the different players?
So the abilities are the same, but who has them will vary. So you'll notice, like, mine says Joe is Greek specialty, whereas yours, Sylvie, has the Greek specialty, and you have Tomas. So
Right.
It keeps it so that we're going to step on each other's toes a lot in this game, but this keeps it a little bit less. And you do have a nice reference with the game end scoring listed at the bottom, as well as the sequence of the rounds. So, and then the other side has the reference for the actions. Yeah.
All right.
So I should undo all this
Yeah, I should
imagining.
reset everything.
And then I guess I'm leading us off, aren't I?
You all get that at home?
Under normal circumstances, is there a start clear condition?
There might be.
Do you want questions, by the way, I should ask?
Randomly choose a starting player,
Okay.
which is my favorite way of doing it. Because, when you're the oldest or the youngest or the person who's been to Hawaii the most recently,
Yeah.
it gets old quickly. All right, so I will begin by. What's up there? Yes, I'm going to be very conventional, and I'm going to use Joe to go and greet the train. Because he's got his business priorities, and we're going to use this train card to earn $3 for a tour. And Joe's specialty is if I earned at least $3 this turn, I gain a star. So look at that. I'm already winning. And this, can you, and we slide down. Thank you.
So another question.
Mhm.
I can only use these two available, or I can move the people
So
that are already
You
there?
can move them. You just can't use Greta to cultivate because she's already there.
Okay.
But you could take Joe there and he could go cultivate.
So I am going to use Joe, but I'm going to go to the harvest.
Okay. So put your harvest action under Joe.
So we're going to choose the 2 green, and then I'm going to move them into a crush bin.
Yeah, anyone you want.
So move them into the crush bin where it needs green.
So, and I should say, this is a little deceiving. You can use grapes from any one bin to do any one wine. They just have to be in the same bin together.
Okay.
So as long as there was a white here, you could do this. But if it was here and there was a white, you could still do this wine. It's more like if you're adding later, then like you don't have to have the purple above this rosé.
So and then
I will greet Greta.
Ready to go up to the train?
Wait, I don't want Greta to do that.
Greta, don't do that.
Oh, well, because I was going to use this, and that would have given me points. But if I use Greta, I lose a point out of that, or a money out of that. I get $1 per location that has a friend on
right.
it.
Yes.
So
you're better to use
Use-
Thomas or Sylvie.
which I grabbed her because that was her specialty.
Yes, but she doesn't have it turned
matter.
on yet.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't really matter. So yes, Thomas will go over there. I will get 2 coins plus 1, right? In that space.
Per location with 1 friend present. So actually 1, 2, 3, and 1 is fixed.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that counts. Good.
Yeah.
So
For money.
4 monies.
And then our train carers with the kindness to care for the train. Toot toot. Okay, well, I think that I need to do some cultivation. So, no one's taking Sylvie out on the field yet. There, she's gonna go hang out, do some gossiping. So I am going to do this, and then I'm gonna mature this row. And then I'm going to throw a little heart on with wild ones. Joe here.
it's all there.
Hey, Joe.
And that was all barrels or
Yeah.
one?
So then all the barrels in the cellar are going to age. So they're just going to go boop.
Hey, and in case anybody was planning on taking advantage of that train, I'm going to cancel that plan. So I am going to use Greta,
Agreed.
and I am going to load the trucks. And so this truck holds
4. So just move these 2 like off to the side, basically. Yeah.
Right, because it's the whole barrel.
Yeah, so you load 2 barrels, and now the truck is half full. And when it's all the way full, we'll score it, and it'll leave.
Oh, so then these aren't canceled just yet.
Not just yet.
Okay.
I believe the technical term for that is mwahahaha. As I will go take Greta and run back up here. Oh wait, no, I can't. It's not a big one. Hers says, Curses!
I did
Yep,
promise you'd be in each other's way.
You did in fact. It's true. So, at this point, my laptop decided it wanted to go at us. In theory, it's telling me it's still recording. Hopefully, everything is all fine. We'll find out. There might be a little spin here, just like there was earlier. We'll find out. But we're going to continue on where we picked off, which is mine. And we're back.
So for each barrel on the truck, 1 star to each player who has at least 1 heart on the barrel.
Okay, so everybody gets a star. We all
So,
have hearts.
so each barrel.
Oh.
So this barrel, yellow and purple, get a star. This barrel, yellow and purple, get a star. This barrel, red, yellow.
After we score this, I want to take my turn just to see if it would have worked the way my brain is telling me.
Okay. All right. So I have 13 whole points.
I ended with 14.
12. It's more than all of us.
16.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So what were you going to do, Dave?
What I was going to do, I was going to, with Tomas, make wine. And that was going to be here. I was going to go 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. And a purple.
And a purple would go on it from here.
And a red.
And red from me. Zoop. And I get to age a wine at the same time. And when I age a wine, I get to move it 1 additional cellar.
Yeah. Jay would have both aged, but yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, so, yeah, I would have gotten much closer to being able to do things. It's not quite enough to have gotten points, but that would have changed the balance quite significantly.
But it would have been like primed for the third round.
Exactly,
right?
and I would have been ready there for.
Well, let's see what this magic card was. Score an additional 5 points if you have the same number of hearts on each loaded wine. So balanced.
So I was doing 1, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah.
What I was doing.
That was very nice.
Mm. So that has been a winemaking game, Vineyard. I like this game. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. No, I can't wait for this to hit. What is it going to Kickstarter? Is it coming straight to retail? Do you know the plan?
It's going to Kickstarter soon.
Soon. Fabulous. Thank you guys for playing with us, and thank you for teaching, and thank you to Game A Lot people for staying extra late. We are the last ones here by far. The last other people left like half an hour ago. So, but yes, thank you guys for joining me. And until next time, good gaming and
Bye,
goodbye.
everyone.